Welcome back to my playthrough of Rush, and we're at map 4, White Fields. And in this one there's only a couple of things to say because it's quite an easy map. But in this one, look for crowd control. There are a few instances of crowd control. It's a concept you would have heard quite a lot about. It's pretty common. And this one has some really sort of easy, obvious baby's first crowd control examples to take note of. And the only other example I've got in this particular one is managing auto aim. Sometimes you've got to be aware of whether enemies are above or below and try and shoot in such a way that auto aim will shoot at the enemies you want. Or there might be pinkies crowding a bunch of turreted enemies you've got to take out first so that auto aim doesn't screw you, so to speak. Anyway, that's all for the things to look out for. This is quite an easy one. I hope you enjoy White Fields. Let's get into it. Walking in a winter wonderland, let's go! And it's a hot start, but we get to do it to Sonic music, which is pretty cool. Say what you want about Sonic, but it's always had pretty good music. And I don't remember exactly which Sonic game this is from or which zone. Some sort of marbly, green, hilly, mines, who knows, zone. But this is cool music. That's why I used it in the intro. But yeah, map 4. Speaking of the actual WAD that I'm playing, not Sonic. This to me is like baby's first slaughter map. This is probably the easiest map in the set besides map 1. And it's good fun to play, but yeah, it's not particularly challenging, and it's the perfect map to sort of help illustrate to people who are maybe new to the genre how it's not always as scary as it looks. There's like, yeah, big fights with lots of big bad dudes, but there are ways to deal with that. There are tactics that come into play. Now I've just come this way mostly to grab that armor, but I will also point out while I'm here that here is where you're meant to go eventually, but you can cheese things as always in Doom because there's a switch in the floor somewhere around here and it lets it down, and that's the speedrunner's way to play this map. I can't find it. There it is. But I don't want to play it the speedrunner's way. I'm going to play it the intended way, and the main reason for that is I find that I have more ammo playing it the intended way, which is weird because playing it the speedrunner's way, of course, you get a bunch of infights going, so you should have more ammo. But I don't know, for some reason not when I play it. And besides, the intended way is still kind of fun. So why not? So I'm just going to grab this rocket launcher and we're just going to avoid these Hell Knights for a bit. And yeah, there are lots of slime trails on this map. You can see maybe that one there, it's a really obvious example of a slime trail. But yeah, here, this is a really good example of crowd control because it's really, really easy to do. It's a very small example of it, but you'll see exactly what's going on. So jumping down here, a whole bunch of enemies are going to pop out, and I'm going to do it over to the right to drag them to the right. And then you see that chain gun and backpack in the distance. I want to run around the crowd to grab that. And in a normal situation where you've got a big crowd like this, you'd want to start running around them in maybe a horseshoe motion. But in this particular instance, the wall closes behind you when you come in here anyway, so we're just going to leave them all to infight. Now, this Revenant up here, I hope auto aim plays nice. It did, thank goodness. So the problem is sometimes auto aim will start to shoot at the enemies below you in the pit. And when that happens, this room can actually be pretty tricky. And my advice would be to just start focusing on the imps because they're pelting with fireballs and just dodge the Revenant fireballs. But now that it's gone okay, this is just clean up. And in the meantime, while I clean up, we can talk about the cool theme this map has. This really wintry, deep blue skybox with the water everywhere theme. It suits Doom really well, actually. It doesn't get used very much in like the IWADs, obviously, well, at all. But it looks super cool. It sells the vibe really well. We're in some sort of like cold, icy, I don't know, the demons are in Antarctica sort of thing. I don't know. Very cool. Don't just dodge back into like a group of imp fireballs like I just did. And yeah, this map's visuals and the whole wintry theme of Rush, very cool. Always a bit of a sucker for winter themes in Doom because I think it does work really well. Now, we move on to some bigger, badder fights. So there's this corridor up here has a lot of imps and revenants in it, and they will teleport into the rest of this room if you let them. Don't let them. Pump, rockets, stay here, be aggressive, and guess what? The Revenants are dead now. Yeah, the imps are pouring in, but whatever. Imps are nowhere near as dangerous as Revenants, and now we can just get rid of them. That imp just survived a full super shotgun blast to the face. And okay. And now the wall from where all the guys from outside has opened back up again. So I may as well just take some of them out now. I was hoping to get a little bit more infighting going between the Mancubi, but whatever. I have enough rockets to just finish this myself. But then there's so many Revenants left that there mustn't have been that much infighting. Okay, I think I definitely hear a Revenant infighting. I hope it's fighting the Mancubus, not just an imp. But there is a secret that we need to go do now. Okay, there's another Mancubus just back there a little bit. And yeah, I'm aware there's an imp to my right, but I'm not concerned because it's just an imp. I am concerned when he takes 3 Super Shotgun Blasts. Another Revenant. Let's finish you off. Okay, well, I stopped an imp instead. That's always fun. Alright. Another Revenant. Alright, let's just go do the secret. Okay, I say that, and I really want to just methodically clean up here. Okay. How's my ammo looking for the secret? Bad. Let's go do it. So this is a fake wall. Ta-da. And we go up here. Now, the reason to come out here is you get a hell of a lot of rockets for it. Now, the tactic here, you're getting sniped, essentially. But there's all these pinkies blocking your movement. So what I like to do is just continuously run in a big circle around the platform the Revenants are on and start taking out the pinkies. And usually I would have shells for this, but yeah, for reasons you've seen already, I don't. So we're going to have to be pretty methodical here, using the chain gun a bit more than is ideal. But then once the pinkies are gone, it's very safe to just use the rocket launcher. And we will obviously focus on the Revenants at that point. So the trick here, when you've got a bunch of turreted but dangerous enemies like this and pinkies blocking you, get rid of the pinkies, stay on the move. That's my advice anyway. Staying on the move is just classic Doom advice, but in a situation like this, it's very necessary. But if you do just stay on the move, it's really safe. The fact that I got hit at all is mainly because I got blocked by pinkies, and that's the whole reason they're there. And I got blocked by them because I don't have any shells, and normally I would at this point in time. So the chain gun's not great at taking out pinkies, especially when you need it to take them out ASAP. But then once the Revenants are dead, the cleanup is just trivial. Hell Knights just aren't that big of a deal, especially when they're turreted. And there we go. So this room is mainly worth it for the rockets, but you do get a Mega Armor, which is kind of nice. Did I leave anyone up here? I didn't. That's exactly why I don't have any shells. So we can continue with the actual map. It sends you up here, and this is what should raise the switch. But if we jump down here, there's a Mega Armor, which I've just missed entirely, but I don't even need it, so we're just going to move on. The extra 25 armor would have been nice, but whatever. There's no need to hang around. Now back out here, there's still a Revenant. It's actually quite rare. Oh wow, that small amount of splash damage that he copped was enough. Always handy. Ooh, my timing there was perfect, but only accidentally so. Now there's these 2 Revenants up here. Ooh. Oi. Not cool. And so yeah, I focus on them because homing missiles. And now I need to get rid of these guys because they will snipe for the rest of the map. And also, even if they weren't going to snipe, now's the time, you know. You got to get rid of them at some point if you want 100% kills. And we'll go and do the fight where that switch that I cheesed earlier is, because it's actually time for it. Now, this is a big bad boy fight that sort of brings out what I was saying earlier about things can look really scary, but they're not actually that bad. So here's the switch having actually been raised. And I'm not even talking about this. So yeah, there's like a lot of enemies here, but who cares? I'm talking about this. So once you grab that, there's a Cyber Demon, there's Arachnotrons, there's a bunch of imps, there's pinkies. Let's carve ourselves a path through the pinkies. And let's use the Cyber Demon to clean up. So the Cyber Demon in this case is actually stuck behind monster blocking line defs, so it's stationary, it's basically turreted. So what I'm doing now is just running from one side of the arena to the other. May as well grab the supercharge now. So that the Cyber Demon and the Arachnotrons will fire their projectiles and rockets and so on into crowds of imps and pinkies in this particular case. That will encourage a whole bunch of infighting. I'm not doing a great job avoiding projectiles, but whatever. That Arachnotron was kind of in the way and he was targeting me, so that's why I got rid of it. And I love it when the Cyber Demon helps take out the Mancubi. But yeah, look how quickly that happened. Like, the crowd is just totally thinned now, to the point where I'm just going to clean up because I have a lot of ammo. And that is another example of crowd control, I guess. Like, just run around, provoke the infighting, take note of what enemies you're dealing with and where they are, and use it all to your advantage. So there are a couple of pinkies left, but they seem to be targeting other demons. Okay, so even though I was running forwards firing at the Mancubi, I was looking to the left, obviously because there's a Cyber Demon there. And that Hell Knight just pulled like a Mission Impossible, like dodging the laser style of all those Mancubus fireballs. There's an Arachnotron here still. Or like Matrix Bullet Time or something, somehow didn't bloody get hit, which is pretty annoying. Yeah, as you will have noticed, these Mancubi constantly repopulate. So I want to take out at least one pillar of them, maybe a couple. And see, if I stand here now, I'm only really dodging, okay, proved myself wrong, but I'm only really dodging this guy. And hopefully that far Mancubus will hit the Cyber Demon in the meantime and he'll help me. Come on. Okay, that is everyone. So let's focus on this guy. The whole reason is just so that when I plasma the Cyber Demon, I don't have to focus on two things at once. Because I have a male brain, and apparently we are worse at that. Anecdotally, I certainly find it true about myself. I will leave the far one though, because he'll hopefully help me with the Cyber Demon. And yeah, a stationary Cyber Demon is just like pretty simple to deal with. Just as soon as you see it turn to you to fire, dodge. Now, I've said this in plenty of videos, but I'll keep saying it. Don't even wait for the like lit up firing frame where it's shooting the rocket. As soon as you see it turn to you, dodge at that point in time. Because sometimes it will pain chance, but it will have got the rocket off. So you don't want to take the chance. Unless you're certain that you can't see a rocket coming towards you. And oh yeah, there are a couple of arch files after you take the Cyber Demon out, but they're stationary behind the monster blocking line defs too, so just rockets. Easy stuff. Not even really worth the mention. Oh, there is one more. There's always one more. Always one more? No. So I just want to grab up all these rockets, and we can move on to the final area. Ooh, I don't like the number that my armor's at right now. 87's an unlucky number, but it'll have to do. Oh, and I haven't even... Oh my god. The whole reason for that fight is to grab the red key. The red key is under the Cyber Demon, and I just simply haven't walked over it. There we go. And the red key lets us into the cozy little hut. And the cozy little hut doesn't really have anything that needs any explanation. It's just a single enemy. Hello. And yeah, one arch file with the super shotgun is just super easy. I'm pretty sure there's a monster blocking line def on this door even. So yeah, easy stuff. But do not forget to look around because there is the final secret here. Super handy. Oh, and I even have spare rockets at this point. Hello. So lots of Mancubi and a Cyber Demon. Guess who's going to win this fight? Once again, I guess this is like a minor example of crowd control because I'm going to do the whole like running backwards and forwards thing. And that's just to provoke the infighting. But this is a very easy infight to provoke, as you might imagine. The one thing I will say is when you get to one side of the horseshoe and you have cover, stay there for quite a while because a lot of stray Mancubus fireballs will still be coming at you. So I'm going to wait here for a while, even a little bit longer just in case. And the Cyber Demon's still alive, would you believe? Spoiler alert. Wow, okay, this is very interesting. Usually he's just already dead by now. Hopefully he got hit. There we go. There we go. You see what I mean? He dies very easily because that's a lot of Mancubi. And now with my 100 rockets, let's go. And you got to be a little bit careful at the cleanup here. Still a lot of Mancubi, but you get this lovely little bit of snow to hide behind, so it's not that big of a deal. See what I mean? I would love to pretend that I did that for illustrative purposes rather than just being bad, but it can be both. We're going to make it both. Okay, I'm letting him get a bit close to me, but it's alright. They will have been hit by some Cyber Demon rockets as well, most likely. And now there's not that many of them. So, patient, peekaboo shooting gets the job done. Whoop. Pay attention to the sound cues of the guy behind. And cool. Now there's a bit of extra ammo here, which I will grab because I haven't even used the BFG yet, so it should clean up pretty handily. But I'm just going to grab a bit of health. And there is that other Mega Armor that I could go and grab if I was so inclined, but there's no need. As we approach here, there's a whole bunch of Arachnotrons and Mancubi surrounding me. I just want to try and take them out relatively quickly. I am being quite reckless right now. I think I have to use that teleporter there. I don't know where it's going to send me. Yeah, it sends me back up here, which is nice under the circumstances. Wait for all the projectiles and let's clean up. But also stay on the move and be careful. There's also Arachnotrons I haven't killed in the distance that I need to keep an eye on. Let's go and grab some more of these stim packs, and that'll have the one stim pack that I hadn't grabbed. It also has the double whammy of waiting for the plasma. Distant Arachnotron plasma does actually take quite a while to dissipate. See if I can get around here and finish these guys off. I certainly can. Perfect. And now we just press the switch and leave. So yeah, map 4. Very cool introductory slaughter map. If you're not into slaughter maps or you're a bit afraid of them, I highly recommend starting with something like this. I mean, just play Rush in general, but this map is great for getting to grips with slaughter maps. Some pretty big daunting looking fights, but actually not so bad. Whitefields, hope you enjoyed. It's fun to play. Sometimes you do want to load up Doom and just go on a bit of a power trip, and this is great for that sort of thing. And cool Sonic music to cap it all off. What more could you want?